Yeah, thank you. Hey y'all, it's Cindy Tauchar, and I'm here with Around the Town in the South. We're at the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame and Museum today, and I'm with my good friend Lulu Manuss, who is the administrator here, and she has been here for 21 years since it started, right?
A year after it started. Okay. I was a volunteer the first year, so kind of since it started.
Yeah. Wow. Well, tell us a little bit about how the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame and Museum got started.
Well, there were a group. Well, it started because Rick Cleveland wrote an article in his column that said, we have so many great athletes in Mississippi, we needed to have a place to put their plaques and things, which were at the Coliseum. There were big plaques at the Coliseum for the Hall of Fame. And so Jim Buck Ross called him and said, "You serious about this?" And he said, "Yes." And he told Rick to be at his office in 10 minutes, which he did. And in 1993, the Mississippi Sports Foundation was founded, and it was a group of men who got this all together with the help of Jim Buck Ross and Coca-Cola and some other people. And the museum actually opened in 1996. And so it's been here since then. And we do showcase all of our sports stories that are just our success stories in Mississippi. We're number one in everything, you know, bad, but we're also really up there in sports.
Yeah, we have a very rich heritage with sports figures coming from Mississippi, and it is something to be proud of, and I am glad there is a place to showcase all of that. Tell us, if somebody were going to come here to the museum, first of all, it's open.
It's open 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10 to 4. And we have school groups, we have some games that the kids can play, but we also find that the daddies like to play them also, probably more so than the kids, and they get really into the games, but they showcase things like exercise and health and things of that order. We have a broadcast booth, and they can do like a karaoke. I've tried it for 21 years. I still sound like a nincompoop, but that's okay. And I just can't get this voice to change. But there are so many stationary exhibits also that are very interesting. So we have people from 4 years old to 90-something years old. I've had people that stay for 15 minutes and they've had enough. And I had one man who came back the next day and said, "Can I stay some more?" So he went 2 full days because we have many movies on the kiosk of all the Hall of Famers, and there's just so much to do and to learn here.
Right. And I do want to point out that school is still out, and if your kids are starting to drive you crazy, at this time of year, it is either raining outside or it is 150 degrees outside, and it is air conditioned and it is not raining here.
We're comfortable in here.
Yeah, so if you're looking for some things to occupy the kids until school starts, this is a great place to bring them during the day. We have the Hall of Fame inductees being inducted this week, so tell us who those are.
Well, it's the strangest season, the strangest year we've had, because we've got 5 coaches and a boxer, and we're usually heavy in football or heavy in baseball or basketball, but this is 5 coaches and a boxer. We have Billy Brewer, who, of course, it's posthumous because we announced him in the fall and then we lost him in the spring. So he was at Southeast Louisiana, and of course he was a big Ole Miss coach around with the Chucky Mullins era. We have Anna Jackson, who was the Murrah basketball coach for years and years, and she won more championships, I think, than anybody in the whole entire world. I don't know how many she won, but it is a lot, a ton, an absolute ton. Then there's Mike Jones, and he was basketball coach and now athletic director at Mississippi College. We have Lafayette Stribling, who is the most interesting man you'll ever see, besides the fact that his outfits are all custom made, bright colors, and he wears a hat. You'll just love it when you see him. Joe Walker is a track coach, and he was at Ole Miss and MC and Louisville, and he has just retired. He is a great guy too. And then we have Archie Moore, who is a boxer who, he went up against Muhammad Ali and Rocky Marciano and
Oh, wow.
people like that in that era. And so it's just an interesting class this year.
Well, good.
And the banquet is on Saturday night, and
Okay.
it's down at the Jackson Convention Center. The reservations have to be made beforehand. But Friday night we celebrate the inductees and the induction, and we do that here at the museum. And it's the Drawdown of Champions. Cindy has helped me with it for how many years? A lot.
Well, since it started, and I don't know if you remember this, but I actually named this event.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm so impressed. No, I don't
Because
remember
the first
that.
year it was the touchdown drawdown, because we did it in close to the Super Bowl.
You're right.
And the next year we wanted to do it in the summer, and we said, but we don't want it to be football named, and so we were sitting around in our little powwow. I actually used to be on the board of the Sports Hall of Fame years and years ago, so it was during those days.
And obviously taking credit for naming this.
Well, I'm taking credit because I did it.
You did. I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
But we were trying to think of something that incorporated all the sports and not just one, because depending on if you need to do it at a different time of year. But yeah, this is one of the big events, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Some of the other awards, though, that are given throughout the year, it's not just the professional athletes that get recognized here. So tell us about those
Well,
awards.
we have the C-Spire Championship Series, and that we're really proud of. It started with the Connerly presentation, and Charlie Connerly was Rookie of the Year, and he played at Ole Miss. He was the most valuable player in the NFL one year. He just had a string of things that accomplishments, and so we started the Connerly trophy, and so it was Cellular South then. They came on board the second year, and we give that to the top football player in college, and there are 10 schools in Mississippi who play 4 years of football in college, so they're all eligible, and we do that right after football season, right after the college football season.
Okay.
And then we go into basketball season, and we do the Bailey Howell Award and the C-Spire Gillum Award, because we give to the girls also, the ladies. And so we have that in March, and then in May we do the C-Spire Ferris Award, which of course is named after Boo Ferris, and who everybody still loves. We miss him daily. But that's our championship series with all of our C-Spire awards, so that's really neat.
It's just so neat to have, the recognition for the college students as well.
Yeah.
So there's so many events that go on. Those are the ones recognizing people. There's, and I want to talk about how is the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame Museum funded?
Well, we're not state or federally funded. The state actually owns the building, and we rent it from them. I think it's a 20-year lease, but we're responsible for everything inside. And so we have to have these benefits to raise money to keep it going.
And y'all, that's very unusual. A lot of states do have museums for their sports to brag on their sports, just like we want to. Of course, I think ours are better.
Of course
but
so
but
much
most
better.
are funded by either state funds, and this museum is actually self-funded. So that's why these events are so important.
We're a private nonprofit.
Yeah.
So that makes a big difference. It really does.
And they just did on July 4th, and every July 4th they do the Watermelon Classic. So if you're a runner, which I'm not,
1,000 people ran. I don't know what's wrong with those people, but they just love to run. And
it's a holiday. People stay in bed.
I know it. I know
No,
it's
keep
too-
coming.
Keep coming, but this getting up that early and doing it, and we've had people this year that have actually asked us to start before 7:30. That we need to start earlier. I think no, we'd have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to get it ready. But yes, it was very successful and always is, and it's been around forever and ever.
Yes, and there's so many more. We're going to go back and talk about this Friday, though, the Drawdown of Champions that I named. is going to be this Friday night. Tell us about that.
Okay, it's fun. It's a drawdown, and the last person standing wins $5,000. That's electronic. And
I could use $5,000.
I could use $5,000, but I can't be in that. But we have, I think it's 18 restaurants this year who are bringing food, and an open bar. The tickets are $50. If you come on a sponsored ticket, you can pay $25 to get a draw on the board. We'll have silent auction items, live auction items. We've got some really cool things this year. Lee Michaels has given us a sapphire ring for our auction. We've received 2 tickets to the Pelicans-Lakers game in New Orleans, and that's I know my grandson's already said you have got to win that. It's going to be a live auction item, and he doesn't understand that we're not going to be able to outbid somebody that wants to go see the Lakers and the Pelicans. But the schedule's not out yet, so we don't know when that's going to be exactly.
Okay.
But Rusty Hampton has donated those, he and Cindy, and they have season tickets, and they're willing to give up their Lakers game for us. We have 2 tickets to the U.S. Open Tennis for opening day, and that's 2 tickets for the daytime session and the nighttime session. And then John Mara, who owns the Giants, gave us 2 tickets to the New York Giants Tampa Bay game in New York. If you need a reason for a trip to New York, your husband might want to go since there's a football game, and you get pre-game on-field passes and a parking pass.
Husbands, forget husbands. That sounds like a girls' trip.
That'll work. So we have really neat things for the.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, I was just in her office and saw the silent auction things. There's some really, really good stuff in
They're
there.
running me out of that office. I just want
It's
to blow it
filled
up.
to the brim with some great things to come and bid on.
And we've got some neat art.
Oh yeah. So if people want to come to the drawdown, what do they need to do to get the tickets?
Well, you can call, and we can do it with Visa or MasterCard over the phone, or you can stop by and get your tickets, or you can come that night. You're just going to have to stand in line. I think there's going to be a restaurant right outside for the people waiting in line with oysters. That could be a lie. I'm not sure. I've just heard that. But maybe a drink and an oyster before you come in.
Rumors get started on Facebook.
I'm telling you, it works.
Oysters outside Friday night.
Yes. So you won't gripe about it. It's hot out here waiting in this long line. But it's going to be a fun night.
It really is. It's always been a fun time. And I will reiterate what she said, free food and open bar.
Well, free food if you pay your $50
If you pay your
ticket.
$50, but once you get in, all the food you want.
Right. And
Yes.
we've got all these restaurants, some new restaurants this year that are really helping us, and we're gonna do we're gonna let you vote on the restaurant that you like, and actually, I can't remember what it's called when the restaurants do that.
The favorite restaurant award.
Yes, yes, but it
Best
sounds
of.
much the best of the Drawdown of Champions. Yes. So anyway, it'll be fun.
And let me tell you, we are going to be giving away some tickets to this event. So if you would like to come without paying the $50, you can like this vlog and share it, and go and like Around the Town on the South Facebook page. If you do all of those things, we're going to put you in a drawing, and you might come at no cost. So be sure and do that. We couldn't do these vlogs without our sponsors, so let me tell you some of the sponsors we have. We're partnering with promoting the Heather Land I Ain't Doing It tour that's coming to Jackson on August 19th. We're going to be giving some tickets away to that. Be watching that. Watch some of our past vlogs if you want to see how to win those tickets. Y'all, she is hilarious. If you don't know who she is, she's a hilarious comedian, singer-songwriter from Nashville, and she is going to be touring all over the country, and I want her favorite place that she visited to be Jackson, Mississippi. So let's all go and have a great time with her. Another sponsor that we have that has been sponsoring from the beginning, Junior Cajoler. He's on 1485 Highland Colony Parkway. He's having the Dog Days of Summer sale through August 16th. Great stuff in there, beautiful jewelry. Go visit Juniker's. And Village Boutique on 1888 Main Street in Madison is another one of our sponsors. she is having a summer sale. Her summer things are on sale. Great new fall things in that you probably want to go check out and be getting ready for football season. So be sure and visit our sponsors, and thanks for joining us today.
It's been fun.
It has been fun, and thank you, Lulu, for joining us. She's one of my sweet friends. So we'll see you around the town in the South. Thanks. Bye. Okay.
Now, what you have to do, they can't hear me.
Is it off?
Yeah.
It's
It's off.
click finish?
Yeah. Right. Oh, shoot. I hate when that happens. I was looking to see where you save. I can save mine. Okay, so it's finished. We'll have to look and see where you save yours.